Hey guys, it's Upa here. So today let's go through boss Shapotite in Solitary City. So this is the first boss of this hunting area, and the requirement is pretty low, only at 200 million. But anyway, I want to go through every single boss eventually, so let's start with this one. So as always, we should take a look at the boss guide to see what the boss does, and this one's pretty straightforward. So the first two abilities, the basic attack and the special 2, is pretty simple. The passive is also pretty simple over here, as you can see. At the beginning of self-turns, there's a 100% chance to inflict silence on enemy heroes, so really nothing special. And besides that, yeah, there's nothing really special about it, besides the fact that you have to kill the boss, or rather deal the 200 million damage in 10 turns. So we can take a look at what people are using for this stage, and honestly, you can see there's a lot of variety because simply, there's just nothing to this boss, right? It's just really just deal as much damage as you can within the time frame. And for that reason, I think something very very free-to-play friendly, such as Dianmu Indra, will work well. You can see here everyone is dealing like over 2 billion damage at minimum, and I mean that is just overkill for this boss, right? So maybe let's try for this one. Let's try something which is perhaps more friendly for free-to-play players, right? So let's try something like Santa. Let's try maybe Nordak. So these will be our two supports, and then besides that, we can just use our damage dealer. So we could use something like just Lance or something. Maybe let's put like Nita in, let's put Narid in, because these two heroes are both free-to-play friendly, right? And then for the last hero, let's just put something. I'm trying to see if there's any free-to-play options I can choose. So maybe we can pick something like Marmelo, perhaps, if we can find him. Or maybe let's put Melchior, right? So let me just make sure my Melchior is geared like decently. And in fact, you can see across the board, my characters, none of them are geared very well at all. But hopefully this will work. This is my first time testing it. And my goal for this is to just show, because this is a simple boss, that you can do it with really any team. So this is a 100% free-to-play team, right? 4 mythics, and then Santa, which you can get for free on the Rainbow Diamond store. So let's see whether we can actually hit the 200 million requirement using this team. So far so good. We are supposed to be dealing at least 20 million damage a turn in order to hit 200 million by the end, and so far we seem on track. But it seems to be kind of close, 3 turns now, 60 million is on target, but yeah, let's just see how it goes. This fight should go really quickly because we don't have to manual it at all. And now we're at approaching 5 turns and we are already at 100 million. So yeah, very simple. Once again, my characters aren't really geared very well. That being said, I do, especially if you are a new player, probably have higher talent tree, higher sanctuary, and better in general like passive stats than you guys. But I'm sure you guys can compensate that with actually properly gearing your characters, or using like a proper damage dealer. Like, if you have Lance, you reroll for Lance, of course you can use that. Or just whatever good damage dealers that you have, right? Arns, Willa, there are so many options. So you can see over here we are approaching boss turn 10, and we've already hit the 200 million damage mark, which is exactly at what we want, right? So one little tip that I'll give you guys is that actually, let's say you mess up, right? Because normally in Demon Conquest, or rather Demon Prison, you only have 1 attempt a day. Let's say, you're reaching the end, or you're just at any stage where you know that from this point on you're not able to complete the damage requirement and you want to reattempt again. What you can simply do is close the game. So don't click escape, don't do anything. Close the game entirely. I'm not going to do that in this video because obviously that will stop the recording, right? But close the game entirely and reopen, and you will have another attempt. And you can just do that as many times as you want. So that's really important when you're trying to figure out like what skills you should use. And okay, so 10 turns and 241 million damage. And you can see Narid did most of our damage over here, and Nita helped out a little bit too. Melchior and Nordak did, I guess, some stuff, just a little contribution, and Santa is just really there for support, dealing not much damage. But this was a very simple one for the 200 million damage requirement, and that's all we have for today. So see you guys next time.